Hi guys, and welcome back to another Tech Minds video. So here we have another version of this popular, cheap Si4732 DSP receiver. Now it looks pretty similar in terms of size and screen size, but this version has some much needed changes. It still has a power switch down the left, a single push button rotary control on the front, an SMA antenna socket on the top, along with a USB-C charging port. Now that can also be used to upgrade firmware, I believe. Now it also has a 3.5mm audio output socket, which we'll be testing later. Now the case that comes with this particular version is actually a lot better quality than the one that I had a few weeks ago, and although it still looks like it's 3D printed, it does have a much cleaner print. Now the speaker, well, that's still located on the rear. The screen still has that black background, which personally I absolutely love. I think it looks fantastic. However, how do you think it fares in bright sunlight? We'll check that out in a moment when we go outside. Now this version is also running the latest firmware. At the time of making this video, which is version 1.01, one major difference on the screen is the inclusion of this S meter, or signal strength meter, located on the bottom right of the screen. There have also been some features added to the menu to help improve overall experience. In fact, there's been some modifications to the firmware to make that rotary encoder more responsive, less timed clicks and continuous menu display, with no annoying timeouts. So, how does it sound? In true Tech Minds fashion, the HF bands are rubbish today, but we'll still manage to pick up some transmissions. Now I do have this connected to my outside end-fed half-wave antenna, but later in the video we do go outside and I'll test with one of those smaller antennas. Now rather than you listen to me waffling, let's take a listen, and if you get bored, use the chapters to skip to the next chapter of this video.
They're fine going load in the front end of my receiver, and I put 20 dB attenuator on, and you're still just on 5.9. Quite a strong signal. What are you on here? A kilowatt or something? It's a killer. This end, 7300, Icon 7300, and I'm using 100 watts, and I'm using an in-fed half-wave, 40 meter in-fed half-wave with a transformer. Basic standard microphone, nothing very clever. Somewhat limited with aerials where I'm located due to being in a housing estate. So the 40 meter in-fed half-wave, sometimes I turn it into a long wire, 9 to 1, sometimes I use it as a half-wave. Alpha Oscar 2, ERO, CQ. Alpha Oscar 2, ERO, Alpha Oscar 2, ERO, CQ20, Alpha Oscar 2, ERO. Thanks for the call, Yaroslav from India, Tango 9, Bravo, Tango, Portable, over. Thank you very much, 59 for you also, bye-bye.
Action, new technology for enforcement.
Now did you notice there at the end of those clips the NDB reception down on the very low frequencies? That's not bad at all. Now this version that I received also came with these two antennas, a little donut style antenna that says it can cover from 9.9 kHz right up to 181 MHz, and then a little cheap telescopic antenna. It also comes with a rather short USB to USB-C cable, which can be used to charge the internal 800 mAh battery. Now, unlike the previous versions I've received, this one also came with a little manual. It even covers the new features that have been added in this latest firmware. Now, features like AGC being mode specific, along with a soft mute and AVC adjustment, which I believe is related to the gain control, is also now possible. Now, while I was inside testing this device, I wondered how well the stability was when receiving SSB. In particular, I wanted to see if I could decode any SSTV signals using the Droid SSTV application on my Android device. Now, there are no cables connected between the receiver and the phone here. This app is just using the microphone on the phone itself to listen to the audio coming in from the receiver's internal speaker, which is located to the rear. Now, even in some dire HF conditions, it was able to decode a couple of SSTV broadcasts, and as you can see here on the Android device, the image quality isn't too bad either. Now there are a couple of noise lines which are expected when signals get hit by fade or QSB, but overall it proved the point that you can receive SSTV using this receiver and just a mobile device set next to it. What's also interesting is that my shack windows was open and my partner was cutting the grass with the lawnmower, and that noise did not seem to affect the Decode too much. I guess having the rear of the receiver near the microphone on the Android device really helped with that. Next, it was time to test this little receiver outside, and while you cannot see the screen in this video clip due to me leaving a polarizing filter on my camera, I was absolutely amazed to hear something on 20 meters with just this little donut antenna.
So I decided to ask if the propagation was open into North America. That is the case. Okay, my name is Yves, like Yankee Victor Echo Sierra. Yves. I'm in southern France, and I'll give you a signal report on the next transmission. Looks 5x7, 5x8, but I'm not sure. I will confirm. AE0TG from Fox 6 Delta Mike Queen.
Now, if you didn't realise this, but that little black thing I'm holding behind the receiver is just a wireless microphone, which is connected to my camera so you can hear the audio. It might be a little too close as you can hear it peaking, but it gave you an idea of how it sounds. Now, I took the filter off the camera and you can now make out what the screen is showing. In fact, in sunlight and in real life, it was extremely hard to see. The screen looks fantastic indoors, but in the sunlight, it's honestly not that great. Now, some of you mentioned in the last video that I made on this product, or the older version, that you had problems with the 3.5mm audio output socket. Now, I guess these may be designed for headphones, but connecting an external speaker to this version does work. It's not extremely loud, but if you connected it to one of those Bluetooth amplified speakers, which have an auxiliary input, I'm sure it would sound even better.
Echo Alfa 1 Golf India Bravo.
Echo Alpha 3 Mike Papa. Echo Alpha 3 Mike Papa from Francisco.
Radio Papa 80 Charlie Whiskey. Radio Papa 80 Charlie Whiskey. Hear that?
Now, as a side note though, I've had a couple of wire antennas knocking around for quite some time, and I'm yet to try them out on air connected to a transceiver. Now, this first one you can actually transmit on up to 30 watts, and it covers from 1 to 30 megahertz. Now, it comes with a long length of wire, most likely around 20 meters long. This other antenna even supports lower power on transmit, just 15 watts SSB, but it's super small and comes in a cool little carry case. Now, something like this connected to the receiver shown in this video would really make it come alive with signals, especially if you had the wire as high as possible, maybe thrown over a tree, for example. One of the issues that a lot of people have when they first set up an SDR receiver or a little receiver like this is that they're not using a proper antenna, and they get disheartened when they can't hear anything. So something like this, a cheap bit of wire, would actually make a massive improvement. Anyway guys, let us know what you think down in the comments, and until the next video, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.